Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a quick review of the new Nabla Cutie collection. So this collection consists of 3 Cutie palettes, there are 3 Glam Touch lipsticks, and there are 3 Cupid's Arrow stylos. These 2 product lines are brand new to Nabla's range. Whereas the Cutie palettes, these are an extension on the range, so they already have some of these in their repertoire. I'll start with the palettes. So they're all 6-pan palettes, and I'll show you the size because they're very generous. They are definitely large pans, and each palette contains between 7.5 and 8 grams. So Wild Berry is 8 grams, Platinum is 7.7, and Metropolitan is 7.5, yes. And that's just because they all contain different formulas, and that's kind of what makes these cool. They're all unique in their own way, and not just with like color story, but with their actual formulas. So let's start with the Metropolitan. I'm gonna swatch them just so I can, well, obviously show you the shades, and then we can talk about the formula. So this one here is Lord. It's a super matte, it's like a dark brown. Then we have Alaska. So they call this a trichome top coat metal foil. It's kind of, look, I think it's just like a sort of white, icy white base with like a pinky purple shift. And then this one here is Nothing Personal, and it's a fluorescent coral shade with a matte finish. This one here is Love Resin. They call this a fluid metal. It's kind of like, it's got a metallic finish, but it's not as sort of high shine as you might expect metallics to be. Like if we look at this one here, which is Anomalia, this is a metal foil, and that's like really sort of reflective. It's very high shine. It's got a bit of a sort of flaky formula. And then there's Dissolution, which is, they call it a warm medium nude with platinum sparkles, and that's a super sparkle formula, and again it's got a lot of reflect. This is a really beautiful sort of earthy color story. I think like having the coral in there sort of allows it to be a little bit more playful. When I did a look with this, I should preface by saying I'm really into minimal makeup at the moment. So when I was using these palettes, I really wanted to wear like soft stuff. I'm sure you may not like get that vibe from me right now, but I decided to wear my favorite palette from this collection, and I feel like you've got to go a bit bold with that particular color story. But with this one, I basically just used Nothing Personal and Alaska to create a super soft eye. I really wanted to play with Nothing Personal straight off the bat, being such a bright fluorescent type shade. Often those formulas, to be perfectly frank, they can be crap, but this one wasn't. It was really nice. I like this palette. I think Anomalia and Dissolution are absolutely gorgeous. I love a metallic, rich, sparkly eyeshadow, and the formula of those sticks really well to the eyes. Lord is a nice, you know, very versatile dark matte brown. My only issue with the palette is there's like the only kind of transition shade or softening shade, or like a light matte or mid-toned matte, is Nothing Personal. It's like a bright coral. So it is actually really, on face value of this palette, it looks like it's difficult to go soft with it. If you play around, you can do it, but yeah, I do feel like it's a little bit limited. You've just got to vibe with the color story, and I think it's a nice color story. It's really wearable, and then you've just got like a pop of color, which is your like coral, vibrant coral. So if you like that type of pop of color, you'll like this palette. The formula is great across the board. Next up is Wild Berry. So this is the palette that contains the most mattes out of all 3 palettes in the range. It is a 50-50 split. First shade is Incense. This is a latex matte formula. Then we have Venom, which is a super matte. We have Bucolic Baby. This one is a metal foil. Then we have Alchemy 2.0. This is also a metal foil. We've got Blackberry, which is a super matte, and Botanic Juice, which is also a super matte. This is a really cool color story. The latex matte Incense shade, it's stunning. I love the way it looks on the eye. It's just gorgeous. Issue with this particular formula is it kind of goes from like a powder to a cream and then it sets. But if you try and blend like one of the other matte shadows over it in the palette, it kind of like it sticks, it grips, it's kind of difficult to blend out. So I kind of just steered right away from trying to do that. I like to use Incense on its own with like a sparkly shade over the top, essentially. Venom feels quite gritty and dry in the pan, like if you're swatching it, but it applies beautifully with a brush. There's no issues with it. Bucolic Baby, it's very pretty, but to me it's just a bit like run-of-the-mill sparkly pink. Alchemy 2.0, my god, it's stunning. So it's basically, they call it a flamingo and teal duochrome, but I would actually say it's a nude with kind of like a purpley bluish teal and pink sparkle. It's gorgeous. It's a stunning shade. It's a very unique. I really enjoy it. Then we've got Blackberry and Botanic Juice. They're both mattes. Blackberry is a stunning, 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 rich, dark, like a mulberry shade. Botanic Juice, so this has some red vibes to it. When you start to blend it out, it looks a bit more on the pink side. But I find that for some reason that particular shade, it gets a bit patchy. It doesn't always stick consistently where you put it. So yeah, that particular shade is probably the only shade that I've actually had like performance difficulties with, which is a shame, but it's one of those things, like nothing's ever perfect, and you can make it work. It just needs, when I'm using that shade, I know I need to dedicate more time to it to make it look perfect, essentially. Last palette, certainly not least, it's actually my favorite from the range. This is the Platinum palette. So you're gorgeous, you're sexy, let's swatch it. First up is Tenebra. So this is a super matte formula. Then we have Gem System. This is a super sparkle. We have Rich Darling, which is a fluid metal. This one is Priceless. It is also a fluid metal. We have Luxuriance, which is a metal foil. Oh my god, that shade, I love that shade so much. It is gorgeous. And then we have Aristocracy. This one is a super matte and looks like it swatches badly, but it applies well. So I knew this palette would be my favorite the second that I saw it. Based on the color story, you've got a gorgeous selection of warms, neutrals, and cool tones that all complement each other perfectly. The only thing that this palette needed for me was a matte shade that is like a step down from this. So you've got a dark one, a medium one. I would have also loved like a lighter one. But then you kind of take away from these gorgeous like metallic and shimmery shades, which I also don't want to give up because they're all gorgeous. So it's one of those things where I'm just like, okay, I just have to bring in a slightly lighter shade. I love this palette. It's just gorgeous. The silver in that palette is stunning. And what I love is you can take Luxuriance and Gem System and you can put them next to each other and they will create a darkness gradient like for you. You don't have to do any hard work. They're a perfect match. They're just like slightly, it's just like a transition from like really bright and sparkly and vibrant to a little bit deeper and sexier, but totally in the same like color family. All of the shades in that palette work beautifully. The metallics will stick to your eyes and have this type of vibrance without any sort of glitter glue. You don't have to use them wet. They just grip straight onto the eye. They are fantastic. Let's get into these lipsticks. So these are the Glam Touch lipsticks. They are a new formula to the range, like I mentioned, and there's 3 in total. There's one that's named after each palette. So we have Platinum. This is like a mauvey nude shade. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? So there we go. It's mauvey mid-toned nude. Then we have Metropolitan. So this is a sort of more of your like traditional nude. It's like a sort of medium to light nudie beige-ish color. And then we have Wild Berry, and this is, it's green. No, it's a berry shade. Beautiful purpley berry shade. So these are a cream lipstick. They don't dry down matte at all. They offer a beautiful shine. They're hydrating, they're comfortable to wear, and they have good like color coverage. So I would say that these are kind of like the bullet lipstick equivalent of their Dreamy Creamy liquid lipsticks. They are like one of my favorite products from Nabla. I love them. They're so comfortable. They're so sexy. They're just beautiful lip products. And I would say that these are kind of like their bullet counterpart, essentially, in the way that they look on the lips and the way that they wear. They're probably not as glossy. I am wearing Wild Berry now, so I'll do a little top up. It might look like it's wearing away from the inner part of my lips. It's actually not. Because I paired it with the Stylo, it's created like the perfect ombre lip. There it is. Okay, I did kind of ruin my ombre, which makes me sad. The lipsticks are stunning. I love them. Then we have the Stylos, the Cupid's Arrow Stylos. So there are 3, and again, they're designed to sort of match with the palettes and the lipsticks, but these are numbered 1, 2, and 3. They're not named like Platinum, Metropolitan, or Wild Berry. I'm going to go in with this guy, which is number 3, the purple one, and I'm going to show you more about it. They are twist up, which is great, and they're multi-use products. You can use them as a lip liner, an eyeliner, probably in the waterline. It's just like whatever you want to use these for, you can essentially use them for. Honestly, my favorite thing about these is the fact that they pair so well with the lipsticks to create a beautiful ombre lip. So like you can see with the combo that I'm wearing today, all you do is take the Cupid's Arrow and you lay that down, line the lips, don't like fill in the whole lip, and then go over the top with the lipstick. The next pair is Metropolitan and the Cupid's Arrow number 2. They also create an awesome 90s style ombre lip. I freaking love it. Now, if you look at Platinum and the Cupid's Arrow number 1, they don't create an ombre lip because the Stylo is actually lighter than the lipstick. So that does work more as sort of a lip liner type product, but they're gorgeous. They have a beautiful creamy formula. They don't really move much, which is really nice on the lips, at least. Like, they work well as a lip liner. I haven't tried them as an eyeliner. They do show on the Nabla website that they can be used that way, so you know, use a use a sharp angle brush to apply it, and you could do a sharp wing, or you could use it sort of on your waterline or smudge it out, whatever you want to do. They do have a creamy formula. They apply really easily. They're nice products. Now, because these are chubby style pencils, once you start to wear them down, you can lose precision with them, but they do have a little inbuilt sharpener in the base, which is fantastic. So if you do want to sharpen it so you can have like a nice intense sharp lip line, or you want to use it as an eyeliner or something like that, you do have the option. And I will say, I've also worn these all over the lips without anything else on top. They work as a matte, like cream lipstick if you're really obsessed with any of the colors. For me, it's kind of uncomfortable to wear because I have really dry lips, really dry skin, so I'm more like inclined to reach for these because they're gorgeous and comfortable. But if you fall in love with the purple or this really awesome sort of bark brown color and you want that to wear it as a lip, you can totally do that. Alright guys, so that's it for me today. I do want to say thank you to Nabla for sending this collection over for me to try. If you guys have picked up anything from this collection, let me know what you got and what you think about it. This one is my pick. This beautiful baby, that silver eyeshadow. Stunning. I love it. It brings me great joy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.